Hi, in this lesson we're going to abstract the GOFW window into a separate class, just to keep things neat. So I start by adding a new file called GOFW window. We add the typical pragma ones and also the namespace. Inside, create a new class called window with a constructor taking a name and a size in the form of a geom vector, then a destructor. And finally, a private member pointer to the GOFW window struct. We also forward declare this window struct. Now, we also need an implementation file, so I create one with the same name. Inside, we create the namespace and include the new window header, GOFW's header, and also the monitor header that we created in the last lesson. I write the constructor implementation as well as the destructor. In the constructor, we will take this function call from main, and with it, we will initialize the member window pointer. On destruction, we will call GOFW destroy window. You can also recognize this as the RAII pattern. In the main window, now we will have our new window class. So we also need to add an include to its header up top. We will pass the name to its constructor, as well as the size that we want constructed into a 2D vector. I can then remove all this code about the window from here. This thing that was about the window size, we can move into the window class now. So I go on and create a function called getWindowSize and paste the implementation into its body. I just need to add an underscore here on the window and it looks almost ready. We also need to return a result. The code was generated in the header though, and we actually need this in the CPP file. And it won't have this inline keyword. Now the main method looks cleaner, but we have some new problems popping up. So we need to expose some more functionality in our window class. The first one would be to return a boolean if the window should close. We can then cut this from the main method's loop and replace it in the new method in our window. Then we can return to the new source file for the window and create a body for the should_close method. Here we will paste the code that we cut from the main method and also return its value. Now if we go back to the main file, this POW event here is not actually window specific, so we're not abstracting it. But we can do something about the move to monitor. So I go to the window file and add a getHandle function that will expose the member window pointer. I add its body in the CPP file. We can then go to main and pass this handle to the move to monitor function. I also want to have a function on the window though, so I go to the window and add a function called try move to monitor. It will only take a monitor number, and if that monitor number doesn't exist, it will return false. Otherwise, it will move the window to that monitor. You can see me also implementing this into the CPP file by cutting the code from main function. I will also replace the code here so that I check correctly if the monitor number is valid. And finally, add the correct return. And here in the main function, I will call the try move to monitor. You can actually skip this one if you like where your windows are starting. I just remembered one more addition that we need. Here in the window constructor, we need to check if the window was correctly initialized. If at the end of GOFW create window we have no pointer, we need to call stdexit with a failure. I build a project and end up with two small errors. First, here in the shouldClose method, I need to pass in the member window pointer, which ends with an underscore. Second, here the string view doesn't have a cstring method, so we'll change it to GSL CZString. We can now build again, and if you run the program, you should see an empty window. And with this, we have successfully trimmed main to minimal size. We also have a nice and clean OOP abstraction over the GeoFDevil window functions. See you later.